Again you come back. Are you more thirsty? Mike and Jay are doing a terrible job of telling these stories. But I guess it's what it is. Psycho 2. Norman was released from the hospital. Funny, I guess it's the same hospital that controlled Michael. This is how they treat their inmates. Through their fingers they slip. Norman comes back to his hotel, upstairs. You know, at this moment he thought he was over, wanting to have sex with his mother. But no, it came back later, after he saw a woman's boobies again. He needed more treatment. He was framed, but it changes nothing. He still enjoyed pantyhose. What do you think about this movie? Tell me later, or don't, I don't care. Michael, I have to go.
Psycho 2!
What? I said, God damn!
Every time I'm ready to say something else, you fucking come along and scare my butthole.
We're doing all the
Psycho
Psychos
2.
except for the remake.
Yeah,
For Halloween Horror Month. Welcome to Wham! If you're new to the channel, if you're just like, I just want to see these fucking two guys review Psycho 2. You
gotta stop, dude.
Then if that's you, then we're doing, this is Halloween Horror Month. We do it every year here. We're doing a new horror movie or new skit or something for fucking horror every day of the month of October. Or at least we go and try it.
Because we love you and we do it as much as we can do it for you for this month of Halloween, of October, which is a great day. I'm Jay and that's Mike.
And I'm Hard.
Actually, you should be like, it's your boy. And I was like, it's your boy Skinny Wiener. What? Have you ever seen that meme?
No.
It's like, it's your boy Skinny Wiener. It's a vine. Anyway,
that's weird.
Psycho 2, 22 years Norman Bates has been in the mental institution. And he's released because they said, you don't want to fuck your mother anymore. Good for you. Norman Bates also, for extra income, picks up a job as a busboy waiter at a local diner, and he meets Mary, and they kind of form a weird sexual tension relationship.
It's weird.
It is weird. It's weird as fuck, dude, because she's like at least 25 years old.
It all ends up making sense, but while the whole thing was going on, I was like, this kid's fucking stupid.
But I was like happy for Anthony Perkins.
I feel bad for him. I want him to do good.
He's Herbert Hoover.
Yeah.
You think you're a real badass fucking killer because you kill all the worthless animals, boy? He's just trying to get over shit. Like, he's just trying to move on and, you know, get the image of his mom out of his brain and saying, I want to fuck you and shit, but you're my mom. It's like, it's your mom,
At this point, dude, your mom's a bag of bones. She's not Veriform.
Yeah, you know,
so now I don't understand
People are into it. I don't know, it's necrophilia. Mother starts calling his phone, starts leaving him notes, starts like bothering him and harassing him, saying, that slut deserved to die. That slut that you've got now deserves to die. Sluts everywhere.
His mom really hates ladies who have sex.
Yeah,
she really
just doesn't like it.
She could hang out with Pamela Voorhees and have a good time.
So you find out later on, and this is a spoiler review, I mean, come on, it's 1982, so you guys should know that. If you don't know it, I'm sorry, click off right now. Wait.
Don't!
I know, we need the view.
Basically, it's the plot of Dee Snider's Strangeland, if you've ever seen that movie.
Yeah, that's a weird movie.
So, but yeah, it's total horseshit, though.
Yeah, but she's protesting and all this stuff, so her plan is, after he gets out, is to get her daughter to, like, fuck around with him or something and drive him insane by pretending to be his actual mother.
Yeah.
And so he can go back, which is fine. Why are you poking it? Like, that's like Austin Powers, moly. You're poking the mole. Like, don't poke the mole. And, so, you know, sadly for Norman Bates, he does start giving in to shit. Like, I mean, he starts, like, really believing this stuff. And why wouldn't he?
I was on a date one time, man. And
yeah, I don't know where that came from.
My friend came, because I got this big fucking mole on my neck. My friend, you know, Will, he came, I was on a date, I was in the middle of a date, I think, and he just comes up and goes, mole.
That's really
I was like, you're a fucking dick, man.
Nothing was ever going to live up to Psycho, because it was so iconic. However, it does do enough to keep you involved in the story and wanting to know how it's going to play out, because you don't know exactly who's who and what's going on. So it doesn't get enough. It's not Alfred Hitchcock, no, but it's still good enough.
It's fun to see him do these things. It's fun to see, it's like Michael Myers on his days off, those videos we do. It's fun to see, what would it be like if Norman Bates took a job at a tiny diner? And the way that people react to him and how he reacts to just being a cook, like he goes to take the line orders, I could watch him just do shit all day.
He's really
because
good.
Anthony Perkins is so likable.
Great character
and he's
actor.
such a good actor. Everything he does is just intently interesting. So the first half of this movie, I loved it. I loved watching him seep back into society. I love this creepy relationship between him and this stupid fucking girl.
She is dumb, but she's pretty
Which,
cute.
as it turns out, though, she's cute, dude. She's hot as shit.
Yeah.
She's sexy in like this weird way. Like, she probably does weird stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I just want her to cuddle with me.
I don't know. You probably would. He wants to pretend to be this I'm trying to do right, and he even has convinced himself that he wants to do right. But when it comes down to it, and that girl's in the shower, he always ends up looking, you know?
Yeah.
When she asks him, that scene was great.
He likes boobs,
when
man.
he makes those goddamn cheese sandwiches, That scene was great,
Yeah.
and it's so awkward and weird. And by the way, she was a little bit forceful in his house. It's like, you know what? If he doesn't want you to stay in his mother's room, don't fucking go in there.
Yeah.
If he says he doesn't have a knife, don't go rooting through his shit.
We know her motive.
She's a very rude house guest.
But we knew about her motive.
She's a very rude house guest.
But we knew about her motive.
Okay, fine, but she's a rude house guest.
She is a rude
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, she's still fuckable, though.
The first half of this movie is great. You know, but household manners, they take away from it. It takes a score off the sex.
Well, here's the thing.
You come in my house and you're rude, you're not that hot to me anymore. Guess what? That's what happens.
That's what it is.
Take notes. Heed the advice, ladies.
But the cheese sandwich thing, that scene, I thought I'd never seen Psycho 2, or I had seen it maybe a long time ago, so I didn't remember this. I thought he was going to try to poison her. You know, like he was reaching for that weird tin, and then he like takes it away or whatever, and it's
that sickness in him. Like he gets a boner when he thinks about killing.
Yeah, but he opened the drawer up, and it was like that part pissed me off. That talking about rude house kids. This part specifically made me mad because when he's like, "Oh, I don't have a knife," and she's like, "That's weird. Usually everybody has cutlery or whatever," and she opens his drawers and it's like, "Bitch, don't go through my shit." Then why the fuck are you gonna ask him to cut your sandwich for you, you stupid cunt? You can't do it for yourself. That was weird.
I know.
Like she gave him the knives, like, cut my sandwich.
It's like something wrong.
And she's like,
yeah, he's a fucking serial killer. Get out of the house.
She's like, doesn't my vagina look good? Cut my sandwich.
By the way, he's so good in the role that you can see it in his face. Whenever he's starting to get the feeling that he wants to fucking kill somebody again, he gets that same look in his face that you got when you were like a 10-year-old and your parents are like, "We're going shopping," and you're like, "I'm gonna jerk off today."
Even if the movie was like a fucking 2, it would still just be cool to see Anthony Perkins again as Norman Bates, like Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter. Everybody wanted to see him again. She dresses up as his mom, trying to convince him, and by this point, Norman smoked a lot of crack. Norman's fucked. He's on the crazy edge train. And he's like talking to nobody on the phone, like, mother, mother, it's so good to see you. When are we gonna go to the Bahamas? and she's like, Norman, I'm your mother. And she dresses up in the costume. He's like, I know, mother. And he's on the phone, and it doesn't work.
At this point, I was like, I don't give a fuck who his mother is. I don't give a fuck anymore.
So then she's stabbing him, trying to get him to stop. He's like, Mother, I just want to take you to bed. Mother, come here and rub my neck. Mother, come here and go to the fruit stand. Mother, where's my cheese sandwich? And he's like, all this stuff, and she's stabbing over. The police break in. They shoot her ass because they see that she's trying to kill Norman Bates. Norman Bates is scot-free by this point. Scot-free.
Yeah.
The old bitch from the diner comes and shows up and says, "Hey, Norman, sorry to interrupt your peanut butter cheese sandwich eating time, but I just want you to know I'm going to drop this bomb on you really fast on a Tuesday night," which I'm sure it wasn't. "I'm your mom." And he's like, "Okay.
I'll get the shovel."
Yeah, he's like, "You want a cheese sandwich?" She's like, "No." He's like, "Are you sure you don't want a fucking cheese sandwich?" And then she's like, "No." He's like, "Clunk." Like, you're dead. And he already poisoned her tea. So she becomes the replacement mother.
Yeah, the first half of the movie is so fucking good because you just get to watch Norman readjust to life, and it's fun to watch him do stuff. The second half of the movie is dog shit because they try to go fucking Columbo and do all these crazy twists and turns, and they try to fill all these shoes of the first movie, and it's just too much.
Why is it?
Oh, her mom's in the house. Oh, she's his mother. Oh, he's his mother. I don't give a fuck. It's just terrible the way they do it.
I want to know, like, what do you guys think, though? Like, don't you think the sheriff of this town reminds you of Bonanza?
Dude, he's the worst goddamn sheriff of all time.
But he reminds me of like, I know in Bonanza he wasn't the sheriff, but he reminds me of that Hoss.
They're
like, he's just like, "Hey, man, hey, Norman, can I get you come over here a second? Like, look, here's his body here, and we had a coroner open it up, and we found your keychains inside of it, and a note that said, I like to kill people, A.P. Like, how's your, you going to church?" It's like,
yeah, hey man, your neighbor filmed this video of you murdering some girls. I thought you might like to have it. I thought maybe it was you just doing a play or something.
It was some kind of play.
I mean, it's so fucking bullshit that these guys believe so much that Norman's a good guy. I know Norman's charming and shit, but come on. I mean, come the fuck on.
He's so disarmingly funny. He's like Ernest. Yeah, I'm gonna give it like at least a 7.5 for me though. I think it's still a solid sequel. I like it. I think it's a cool movie. I think that it's one of those movies that you definitely should check out as far as the sequel goes. There's been a lot of shitty sequels to great iconic movies. Halloween 2, Rob Zombie, Go Suck a Dick. But it's still a good enough sequel to continue the mythos of Norman Bates. I don't think it was needed necessarily, but I still think it was cool.
I give it a 6. I hate the second half of the movie. Love the first half of the movie. Just loved watching Norman Bates, Anthony Perkins do his thing, and it had some good death scenes in it. The fucking knife in the mouth, just the
she sucked it down.
Oh man, that was great.
Cold
and
steel.
that bitch deserved it. So I love that. I love some of the death scenes in this. You still have that one creepy scene where he's faceless and stabbing
what
a
are we,
woman.
Mike? You cheered. You said that bitch deserved. Her sister got brutally murdered by Norman Bates. And you're like, that bitch deserved it.
She still should have been around there fucking around with his head, man.
I agree with you.
And I didn't like her.
I don't know.
She put her daughter at harm's risk.
Does that make us bad people that we're basically cheering for fucking Norman Bates?
Fuck it. Fuck it. Comment down below. Do you guys think that this? I think this is a decent horror sequel. I liked watching it. I enjoyed it. But do you think that it should exist? If you could go back in time and just make Psycho the standalone movie, would you do it or would you keep Psycho 2? Comment below. Let us know. Until next time, we love the fucking basis. We'll be back with Psycho 3 and 4. And the channel, click that subscribe button.
You had a stroke?
Get some goddamn whale opinions.
You had a stroke?
Get some whale opinions.
That's a stroke.
Ow.